Okay, so while doom scrolling on the internets, I found a story about a young basketball player who's on the rise, and it's a cover story, but it's come to an end, and I wanted to hear your thoughts about it. So Anthony Edwards, the Antman, had a baby with a woman who also has a baby with a little baby. Not a pun. And here's what she says. Anthony Edwards' baby mama breaks down. $1 million for 18 years is not fair. NBA star Anthony Edwards just dropped $1.8 million in child support in one lump sum covering the next 18 years for support for a child. But instead of relief, celebration, his ex, Aisha Howard, 37, mind you, he's 23, is furious. This injustice to a poor woman like me, I feel betrayed, she said in tears. Why is she upset? Aisha says she originally agreed to $5,000 a month, believing she could ask for more in the future as Anthony Edwards' income improved, which is true. He's a young player. He's on his way to like Kobe status, and his contracts, the money he makes right now, are going to be doubled in 10 years. So that $5,000 would go to $20,000, would go to $40,000. But he paid the entire sum in one lump sum and said he doesn't want anything to do with the child. Now, Anthony Edwards is prolific in more than just basketball. He's had at least 3 babies in 2 summers, but there's a suspected 4th. Now, I'm kind of on the fence between this young man and this mature lady, right? There've been a lot of Krugers, we'll call it for lack of a term. They're bagging these young NBA guys, 19, 20, 21 years old, and they're seasoned women, and they get pregnant. They're getting pregnant by 19, 20-year-old men, and then they go online and they ruin their reputation, all that stuff. Because they're not good fathers. They're selfish. They act like they're 19-year-old men, right? And I don't know how to feel about this. I feel like if I'm a rapper and I'm 40 years old and I find a 19-year-old woman and I get her pregnant and she has all the money. I'm 40, she's 19, she has all the money. I get to keep the kids and she has to pay me $1 million or whatever. I think I would get flamed. I think people would look at me as a bad person, as like I'm grooming a young woman. I don't know if that makes sense. But in the reverse, he's seen as the bad guy. And I think some of it is justified because regardless, the kid has nothing to do with it. And it's devastating. Like, do I think this 37-year-old woman really thought she had a future with Anthony Edwards, even though he was engaged and expecting a child? I don't think she did. And there are plenty of women out there who have babies with nobodies, right? Her baby happens to be with another famous young rap star. So it seems as though there's a pattern of her misconduct, of her grooming young men with her voluptuous derriere and then getting over having the baby and then getting them for the money. Who overall is responsible? Like the more mature person in relationships, should they be the one to say, hey, you know what? We need to have this protection. We need to protect ourselves if you're not trying to have a baby. Is it wrong for a young man to just shoot up in a club and expect for women to take the pill or be responsible? And if they don't do what I wanted them to do, if I told her to get an abortion, she don't get an abortion, so I'm just going to bounce on her. Is that fair? Is that right? Is there a situation when she's asking for it? Is she getting just desserts? I don't know. It seems like it's the baby who gets the shaft because of her parents' ignorant behavior. I think, obviously, fault lies on both sides. They're both obviously at fault. But morally, who do you side with? The mature person in the situation or the young guy who didn't know any better, quote unquote? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below.